Welcome in. It is the ATB show, brought to you by our friends at AAA Work Trucks. We didn't say that last week, Rubber Shoes, and I feel like you might have been in a board meeting where you were admonished, fired, kicked in the nuts. I'm not sure. We want to make sure that we get the words kicked in the nuts and AAA Work Trucks in the same sentence just to please our sponsors. So we thank them for their support. We thank you for your support. If you're checking us out, atbshow.com is going to pull you into our links and the YouTube page where we hang out. We'd love for you to chat. We would love for you to chime in on the show. And above and beyond that, we'd love for you to share and subscribe. So every time we upset the internet with another episode of the ATB show, you know about it first. Adam is it that time of the year? Is he tuliping and lobstering? Or was that earlier or later? I don't know what time of the year it is, but he's on assignment this week. We've got Uncle Duke's in beautiful downtown Maine, myself holding it down in New Hampshire, and in the Lowell Studios, A and B, Little Shoes, Rubber Shoes, and we're up and running. And you know what you do? You know what I know? When one pinky's broken, crack the wrist while bicycling. Like, what in the world is he doing? We're going to get into the Red Sox, and obviously the fact that he'll be back for spring training. And Chaim Bloom, we'll get into all of it. We're obviously going to talk about, I think 75% of the people on camera right now have all been to training camp. I haven't. I'll take it. Everybody else is gone. So we have those updates to get to. And I think, quite honestly, those are the big topics. Cameron Smith left for Live, apparently, as well, which my wife is not
Did that just happen?
About. What's that?
Did that just happen?
I feel like I saw the rumor last night, and I might be functioning from the rumor mill that is the internet. If it's on there, it must be true. I do believe that is official, that he, and I want to say another Australian pieced out, and Janina was not thrilled with that news. So you guys can check the liner notes. I'm pretty sure it's real. Somebody wants to double check that. I'm probably wrong. I live in a bubble during the day. But we can touch on that. And I think the next event they have on their calendar is the one that's coming up in Bolton, right? That's the Boston event. Is it in Massachusetts? Maybe there's another one before that. I'm probably wrong, but I'd love to go check it out. I want it to be supportive. I want it to work. I want it to support the game of golf. I just feel like it's going. There's so much distraction with everybody arguing about it.
Tiger Woods got offered.
What was the rumor? 800 million?
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. Anyway, what do we want to get to first? We're not gonna talk golf first. We can touch on it if we don't. We do. We going baseball and broken wrists, or we going football? What do we want to discuss? So much to talk about. Baseball. Let's get there.
Baseball,
all right.
Because there was one thing I saw, but I want to go double check to make sure it was legitimate.
Okay. He's leaving. All right.
In his room?
So just
in his room? It's under his pair of shoes.
Oh, breaking news! Frank Gore charged with assault.
Oh boy.
Anyway,
I saw that.
I saw that. Training camp updates or baseball. What are we doing?
Well, I was going to say start with Chris Sale's ridiculousness.
Let's do that. Rubber shoes. What?
What? Whoa. No, we cannot hear you. Technical difficulties. We just had this running.
I can't find it again, but I did see this morning that there was a rumor that I guess the Nets asked for both Tatum and Brown.
I heard about that. And all of a sudden, Durant has said that the Celtics are now his preferred destination.
Correct.
Yeah, everything is just horseshit.
At this point, the Nets should just cave because he said fired though, or
Marks
Steve
or
Nash or trade me, and they already said they're not going to fire him. So
yeah, but
I can't see what.
What is he doing?
It says I don't. He feels like he's not here and he's in the green room.
But I see him.
Pointing at his phone. I don't know if we're supposed to see.
He's on. Am I kicking him out? Do I kick him out and then welcome him back in?
Can he hear us?
I kicked him out.
Okay.
But it
Hopefully
looks exactly the same.
We are.
The same color as that great person there.
And we're back. Hang on. Let's see how this goes.
Okay, now it says I'm on there.
Yeah, good.
There you go.
You're good.
Yeah, that was.
What happened to your audio? What is going on? Do we? So, Scotty, can you make a note, please? Scotty's probably the most responsible one on screen. Can you? Oh, as he grabs a jug of Hendrix.
Am I though?
I was going to have you make a note for the capital budget for 2025 that we have to rewire the Lowell studios for sound. Apparently,
this house is on
what
like
just
a
happened,
ancient
Rubbish
Indian
Shoes?
burial
I
ground or
don't.
something.
All of a sudden, it said, "I was in the green room. They cannot hear you."
Interesting, because you stayed on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't touch anything.
Hey, listen, we have a lot of people that aren't sponsors that I sponsor that should be working because I sponsored their company. So, dear Ecamm, dear Restream,
So I'm
get
thinking
it
it might
together.
be something on your
Comcast
end
business, get it together. Go
that
ahead.
you placed me in the green room because it said I was in the green room that I couldn't be heard. And do you have anything on your thing that's green room?
Well, yeah, you guys come in to Ecamm through the green room.
Yeah.
They're getting a lot of support right now that they shouldn't be getting. Although anybody in the know knows what tool we're using. That being said, listen, look at me, Rubbish Shoes, lock eyes with
Yep.
me. Nobody puts baby in the corner. I would never do that to you. I would never
So
do that to you.
I said like 10 times, and you guys couldn't hear
Yeah,
me.
all of a sudden I see him
said-
waving. Like
I know,
he's
you
Forrest
just got
Gump.
really
I'm like, what
aggressive.
is happening right now?
Bergeron and Krejci,
What?
Krejci.
they both signed with
1
the
year
Bruins this
deals.
week. Yep.
Do they sign 1 year deals though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was Krejci even a part of the team last year?
No.
No, he wasn't. He was in
he left- he
Czech
played
Republic
overseas, right?
last year.
Yeah. I saw the Bergeron signing, so they're bringing back Krejci too. Interesting.
Yeah, so it's a big rumor that Cassidy is the reason why A, Krejci didn't come back last year, and B, that Bergeron wasn't going to come back unless he was gone this year.
Interesting. Who's the new coach?
Montgomery. He was he was the Dallas Stars coach at one time, but got fired because of some comments he made at the Christmas party. I think it was something like that.
Yeah.
Whoops.
What is we're obviously we'll wait a little bit longer before we do this, but how do you actually feel about them this year?
Well, so having Bergeron and Krejci is definitely makes it. After watching the playoffs last year and seeing Tampa Bay and Carolina and Colorado, there's Bruins are not even close to that level. So all this does is pretty much puts them in, unless you get an outstanding performance by your goaltender, they can carry you against those teams, but they don't have the firepower to put up with those teams if it gets into a shootout. Like some of those games in the playoffs, even in the finals, were like 7-6. So we don't have the firepower to go head to head that way. It would take a standing on the head performance by one of your goalies to get to the finals. But they'll make the playoffs as long as. So the problem is they have a lot of injuries going into the season where they don't get McAvoy back until December. I think Grzelcyk's out until November. Marchand's going to miss part of the early season. So they got to tread water and stay close to playoff contention by the time those guys come back. Second half of the season, they should be good. But you can play yourself out of the playoffs by Christmas time. So they always say by American Thanksgiving, if you're in the playoffs, you usually make the playoffs. If you're out of the playoffs, you usually don't make the playoffs. So they're going to have a tough.
I know what
early
Scotty's going to
season.
ask. I'm so excited because I know the answer. I'll take Canadian Thanksgiving for 500, Alex. It's Columbus Day weekend, Canadian Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Right? Boom! You didn't know that, Scotty? Really?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, so hockey, they always.
You're a
they
border
always
state.
refer
You're
to-
supposed to
American
know
in
that.
front of
You're a border. I have to
Thanksgiving
drive through you to go to Canadian Thanksgiving. How can you not know that?
Yeah.
Because I don't go up there.
I don't go up there. Yeah. Canadian
So that's
Thanksgiving.
that's
Good
the
stuff.
big reference point for hockey. They always say American Thanksgiving because there are a lot of Canadian fans and for hockey. So yeah,
American
that's
Thanksgiving.
yeah. So
Learn something new every day.
they'll be a lower playoff team, and but I'm looking forward to the home Pittsburgh Penguins against the Bruins at the Winter Classic.
Yeah.
That's Gillette, right?
Fenway.
Yeah.
At Fenway.
Oh, it's Fenway. Okay.
Anyway, yeah.
Henry's home team. against the Boston Bruins.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Well, we talked about that a couple weeks ago. It's going to be so weird. Should we, with all the injuries, should we make it to the postseason? Or I guess anytime, honestly. The schedule's out. Yes. So Pittsburgh's first game at the Garden, Henry is going to be in the visitors' owner box, right? Or seats or whatever. That's
could be. Yeah.
Remarkably awkward, and I think it would be a nothing burger if the Red Sox weren't on fire. Now that they're on fire, it's more than it should be. I wish it weren't an issue, but I think it's going to be an issue because he's more focused on the perception is he's more focused on his new shiny toy than he is the one that everybody cares about here, which is not the Penguins. Not a great idea.
No.
We're moving on. Are we on to baseball? Or are we still talking hockey? I'm just checking. I appreciate the update. I did not know. I knew there was a rumor that they were doing 1-year deals and that it was coming to a theater near us soon, but I didn't know when
so they basically
January 2nd, by the way, is when they come to Pittsburgh comes to Boston, January 2nd.
So that's the Fenway game.
So that's good. So they'll have the full
that's the Fenway
team
game,
back
yes.
by then, hopefully.
Do you have you guys ever done one of those?
No.
Or even when Hockey East does the stuff like BU and BC and stuff.
We tried to go to the Gillette Stadium one against the Canadians,
Mm-hmm.
but the tickets were just ridiculous.
Well, there's 9 things that are wrong with those events. The pricing is always out of control because you're never getting that first sale. You're always getting it from a second seller, and it's always through the roof. The sight lines are just never delicious. And the probability that it's either going to be inclement weather or just 2 degrees out. None of those categories are like, God, sign me up, take my money. Right? None of
the
it.
Gillette Stadium one would have been good because the sight lines should have been good in the football stadium. But Fenway, it doesn't have good sight lines for baseball.
Anything.
For any other sport.
Yeah, I went to watch a hockey game at Fenway and I was facing the parking lot. That's about that tracks. That makes sense. I when I think about that and at my advanced age, I'm just thinking I'd rather be watching that in 2 days after New Year's with Christmas presents still around the tree. I'd rather watch that from home.
Yeah, as Scott was saying, he's going to around the pesky pole and he's going to be looking at the center fielder
yes.
at a home plate.
I gotta look. Cameron and Aiden and I are going to a Red Sox game, and I cannot remember where we're sitting. And I'm gonna look that up and find out. I feel like Little Shoes.
Do like the Field of Dreams.
You gotta speak up, Little Shoes.
Oh, I was saying I'd much rather do like the Field of Dreams.
That's super cool.
They're not doing that next year.
They're not doing it.
They're not.
They just announced, 2023. They're not doing it.
Why would they not do it?
Because baseball
coming up?
doesn't know what a good thing when they have it.
Yeah, it's Thursday night. I believe it's Thursday night they play.
Who are the teams?
Don't know.
Why would they not keep doing that?
That game they did last year was like the most attention baseball got in like forever. So they just straight up, let's not do it.
Yep.
It's the Cubs and the Reds. 2 teams nobody cares about right now either.
No, but it's just fun to watch. Just like if the Bruins aren't playing in the in the outdoor game, the Winter Classic. I'm still going to watch it, and that is fascinating that they built that because that's a new structure that they built, and they're not doing it next year. That's
and like I said, I saw
Manfred's so tone deaf, it's unbelievable.
Baseball.
He really
I haven't
is.
seen that ever.
Yeah,
that's so dumb.
They don't get it.
Have you guys ever been? The wife and I went out there.
No.
That was that road trip that Corey. Remember Corey was talking about the road trip we took, where like he got the car detailed, and I spilled the latte day one. We hadn't even left Lafayette Road in Portsmouth. That road trip that we did, that was back in 2004. It was the summer. While we were on that road trip, they made the deal no more for OC. And then we rolled into the World Series. And on that road trip, we went on I don't know if on the way out or the way back, we stopped and we went to the Field of Dreams. It was awesome. Super cool. And the fact that they have a ballpark there that they built now for a game, and now they're not going to do it next year.
So
Rob Manfred is so dumb, like capital DZUMB, dumb. That is
So the reason why apparently, so Frank Thomas, who's actually part of one of the owners of the Field of Dreams
holy
site,
Christmas.
has come out and said that there's a bunch of construction that they're going to be doing, and the Major League Baseball doesn't want to come back to the stadium if it's not completely prepared. Which Thomas sounded like it probably. He's like, it's a lot going on, but I think they could have made it happen, But Major League Baseball is like, no, we're not gonna go on your hopes that it's gonna be done by then, so we're not gonna come back.
Meanwhile,
So they're just gonna
every
skip a year?
host of the Olympics is duct taping the sidewalks together the day before
Right.
the opening ceremonies.
Right?
Like
come
every
on.
2 years we do this Winter and Summer Olympics. No one's ever actually ready.
The bathrooms don't work.
Yes.
They're overflowing.
Really,
yeah.
like you have
But
a
we're not
full
going to pour
year
into the heartland of our country and go support a game that would attract, God forbid, a younger generation to it.
So is that saying that they're gonna just skip a year? They'll be back once the construction's completed.
There's no guarantee in that yet, but
Yeah.
Oh,
that's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like they're going to have construction, which Thomas says, it sounds like it's like, yeah, it's a lot, but we could probably have it done by then. But baseball didn't want to take the chance, so MLB's going to say hard pass for 2023 and then potentially for 2024, I guess. But
He's
Yep.
such an idiot.
yeah,
I feel like he's
idiots.
I feel like he's got his young social media staff, and he probably he pops his head up like every 10 minutes. He's like, "Am I worse than Bettman yet? what do we have to do today to be worse than Bettman?" I mean, and honestly,
that's hard to be worse than him.
well, and honestly, like Adam Silver, all he has to do is wake up and wax his head right now, and he's sort of like the king of all of them, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because Manfred's just
has
coming
to do the
across
bare
as
minimum.
tone
He's
deaf.
not
When they
doing
did the
something
whole thing with the collective bargaining agreement, he was like laughing and like, oh my God. And just don't get me started
Goodell
on
should be
Goodell.
the
Yeah,
best
but he-
one, but he's just such an idiot.
He's like afraid to actually do his job.
Well, and
Yeah.
I can't wait. We got to get Dugan on soon. I can't wait to talk to him because the wife and I are so excited. This is the best time of the year, dude. We're tomorrow night. The Patriots are playing again. God help us. We don't have enough time tonight to talk about what that's going to look like. But the Pats are back. College football starts. It's such a good time of year. And Goodell, I think, gets away with his shortcomings because he's like the biggest asshole in charge of one of the greatest spectator sports, I think, right? Like it's just
Right.
it's I can't oh
we heard the cat.
yeah.
We can't hear
Oh,
you,
it
but we
actually
heard
worked.
the
Yeah,
cat.
it's Puss in Shoes. I love it. You can't like I've always said this. Playoff hockey, I'll watch anybody. But like if it's November 12th, I'm not putting on like, the Senators and any like I'm not watching a rando game, right? Playoff hockey, I'll watch anything. If it's not the Red Sox, and I've elevated, I think I've shared with you guys, I've escalated or elevated my snobbery when it comes to the Red Sox. I hate watching the Red Sox on the road. Because we play, I mean, I can't watch another game at that freaking garage in Tampa. I just can't.
Oh, it's the worst.
It's so bad. Like, so I only want to watch the Red Sox when they're home because it's such a beautiful venue. I'm homering all over the screen right now. I know. And then when it comes to football, like give me Schenectady State and Hawaii at 11:30 at night on a Saturday.
Right.
I'm up for it. I'm gonna watch the band at halftime, all of it.
Yeah, it
Like I
doesn't
just
matter
love it.
how awful they make their
No,
third man
college
game, I'm gonna watch
football
it.
is phenomenal, and the fact that it starts at 12:01 and it goes until 3 a.m. Sunday is the greatest thing ever. And baseball, I'm only watching it like I mean, it's you gotta track it down, although it's happening. I mean, if I'm got nothing else going on, I'll watch BC on TV when they're occasionally on Nesson 38. And the Red Sox, it is what it is. But football, yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm going to watch it. And some of that interest is driven by the fact that most of us are in one league we care about, Rubber Shoes, and maybe a few others we don't. But that just adds to it, too. And that there's a different level of interest with fantasy football than any other fantasy league with any other sport, I think.
Oh, yeah,
Because of
definitely.
the ease of use. You got to get your roster ready.
God.
You have a ping on your phone to remind you not to screw up and do it by 3 o'clock on Thursday, but then you're good. And all
I'm
the
in
other
a
leagues
fantasy baseball league this year. I haven't done fantasy baseball in 30 years, and now I know why.
I was just going to say to you, the last time I did
my
it
God.
in earnest, I was working at out of school, interning in radio, working at a tech company during the day. And I remember, I probably told you guys this story. I had this kid that I was going to grab as a rookie, and I'll take a flyer on him. He's a shortstop out of New York. His name was Jeter. Like, that's how long ago the last time I cared about doing fantasy baseball. Little Shoes is like, I wasn't alive then. We know. There's too much management there, and basketball and hockey and all that stuff. No idea.
Basketball's easy. I'm like, basketball's easy.
Of course, you're happy to do basketball.
No, football is because you just once a week you got to work. Maybe a Saturday game, maybe a Monday game, but it's basically the majority is on
Thursday
Sunday.
games now, so you have to update by Wednesday, basically, essentially.
Let's talk about all the booths. I didn't like Sunday Night Football was on, which is amazing. As soon as we tripped over it because of the Hall of Fame game, and I turned to Jenny and I'm like, "We have Sunday Night Football now through what, January? Like when it's the last weekend. There's no Sunday night game,
Right.
But like now through like the holidays, we have Sunday Night Football. It's just like the coolest thing." And we were talking because I realized I'm like, "Oh shit, this is Torrico," because Al Michaels went to Amazon
Yep.
with Herb Street,
Right.
which is weird. And Herb Street is doing Amazon, and he's also staying on college football for ESPN.
It still is, which is really strange.
Weird, super weird.
Like, I don't know how that's going to work.
Carefully, apparently.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to, like, I'm assuming he's going to be virtual. He's not going to be on set unless he's going to be constantly. But you think about, like, they talk about, like, all the production meetings and all the stuff, like, flying back and forth.
Yep.
He's got to be virtual on that college football side. He can't be at the stadiums that they go to every Saturday,
That's a great point. And maybe, is it time, and I love him, but is it time to have Lee Corso
Yes.
step down? It was during COVID. He was at his pool in Florida, and then he came back, made the triumphant return, and I love him. And you can see, and Herb Street loves him to death. And I don't think there's anybody who has an issue with him. I love watching him put the hat on and picking his team at the end. It's like a tradition, and he's awesome. Lee Corso is great. And it's getting to diminishing returns where he's going to start. It's just now you're tripping over the line of respecting him and dishonoring him by not saying, why don't we sit this one out? And I think they must have made that decision during the offseason. I haven't seen anything yet, but they're going to announce it soon, I'm sure, whether he's going to be on that dais or not.
Yeah, because, I mean, you saw it, like, at moments last year. Like, they would, like, reach over to him and just kind of, like, it's, just to check on him, or, what I mean? Like,
yep.
Because he would, like, go into, like, these random, like, thoughts, and, like, his mind would kind of wander and stuff, too.
And Herb Street, he'd always grab Herb Street's forearm, or Herb Street would put his hand on top of his.
Yeah.
And almost just like, I got you. And I think it's going to be sad, but they could also, there's no reason they can't. And especially if they're going to start doing something digital with Herb Street, there's no reason they can't have him still cut a 4-minute segment at the end where he picks the head.
Right.
I think he'll be, because he's doing the Thursday night games for Amazon, so he can fly to wherever they're doing the Saturday game. Easy enough.
That confuses me, which doesn't take much these days. So Al Michaels and Herb Street are doing Thursdays for Amazon. It's still also going to always be on the NFL Network, and it's rotating through all the other sub networks too, or is it only on Amazon now? I'm so confused by Thursday night.
I guess we'll find out tomorrow night. Oh no, usually the preseason games are on
the Patriots are on NFL Network,
Channel 4 or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Don't they show it on the local channel on because usually it's on a different channel than it is during the regular season on the Thursday night games during the preseason games.
Normally CVB and MUR. So Channel 9, Channel 5, Boston and New Hampshire are gonna float it around here usually. It's funny now because you're gonna get people, and this is where we all know that we're spending too much stupid money on too many stupid channels. Like, you're going to have the people that are like, it's on the dang Amazons. I don't have, like, who doesn't have Amazon Prime? Like, first of all, like, all of us, right? So I don't think there's a lot of people that are not going to have access to all the things. It's just interesting that they're making it. What's happening?
Is that a timeout?
My daughter's having a meltdown up there.
Yeah, I saw Mama Dukes come into the screen,
Yeah.
and was she rescuing Ava from her own herself?
She wanted a particular toy that happened to be down here, so I lock the top. If I don't, she would be here all the time.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
She's like, Dad. Right now, she's screaming "Daddy" at the top of her lungs, which is good. It's good.
It's good. It's good. It's excellent.
So everything I see right now on the Amazon stuff, as I'm like kind of flicking through the weeks,
Yep.
every Thursday is just says TV. It says Amazon. That's all it says. Which is interesting because before it would say like NFL Network or you'd say NFL and like NBC.
You got to figure if they're paying the money for Al Michaels and Herb Street, they got to be guaranteed that they're getting the prime time
Which I
viewing.
I don't have a problem with streaming services, but it does like obviously everyone has Amazon, whatever. It's not that big of a deal, but the added inconvenience of having to like press like 3 extra buttons. Instead of
That was that was so 1% of you, Little Shoes. I'm so proud of you right now.
My biggest thing, I hate commercials. I am I get the flipper going. I'm back and forth.
I could rant about Peacock for about 45 minutes right now.
So going from a streaming service back to cable doesn't really work.
Because trying to watch a pay-per-view on Peacock, first, it never loads up. It takes minimum 5 minutes to load on there. And then they have ads you can't skip, and they have to take up a certain amount of block, but then the block isn't always matched up, so then you have to watch other ads that aren't like the Peacock ones because they put too many in.
So for those of you scoring at home, if you don't know what Little Shoes is talking about, when he says watching a pay-per-view, he's talking about the World Wrestling Entertainment Federation of North America and Southern Canada.
Everything on Peacock does that, though.
Oh, my God. How much? What's the last one you paid for, dare I ask?
AEW we pay for.
Yeah, whatever that last one was.
Whatever that last one was. Do you guys have a subscription? Or is there a level of Peacock that you can have? Like I have Peacock.
Oh,
yeah, we have because we have Xfinity, so that's part of our Xfinity package. Is
you have
Peacock
WWE all to yourself because you have Peacock. That's how it is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right.
But the other stuff is just you got to order a pay-per-view like it's $19.99.
So do you guys have Amazon Plus? Everybody, not Amazon Plus, Amazon Prime. We all have Amazon Prime. Everybody here has Hulu.
Nope.
No. All right. Everybody here has ESPN Plus.
I
just canceled my Plus.
Disney.
Okay, don't anymore.
Yes.
Yeah.
Netflix.
Why did we cancel that?
Nope, just canceled it.
Look
Why
at
did we
you.
cancel
How
ESPN Plus?
savvy.
I just finished watching Stranger Things, and I'm like, oh, that's the only thing I watch on Netflix. So I'm like, okay, I'm done.
Why did we cancel ESPN Plus though?
We're having a board meeting now. I just started.
They were.
Scotty, we'll see you next week. Have a great night.
They're raising our price, and I'm thinking, what? The only thing I watch is UFC Fight Night once in a while on there.
Okay.
What else do you watch on ESPN Plus?
Well, I just thought you got the pay-per-views cheaper on there. That's all.
I don't think it. They say it is, but
Okay.
$80 doesn't seem like you're getting much of a bargain.
Okay, so I guess that makes sense to me. All right, keep naming streaming services.
I don't. Well, I think I'm out of ideas at this point.
Paramount Plus.
I have that because I
don't have it, but I want it because of the South Park special.
Only
So
thing
now-
I have now
so-
is Disney.
So now the two newest ones, not newest, but I definitely want to talk about them. I just got the push notification the other day to which I wouldn't do because I have Nessun. And now the thing with Nessun, and Rubber Shoes just made that comment, which takes us back to a simpler time when people would be like, the Red Sox season is over, I'm shutting off Nessun. Now, the powers that be, hi, John Henry, your hair looks horrible. The powers that be that own Nessun decided, well, what are we going to do? We're going to make sure that we have sports on either side of the season, so you never cancel us if you're interested in both. So that's why the Bruins and the Red Sox offset each other. So if you really want access, you're going to keep them, right? You're going to keep that. If you don't, in the absence of that, if you have one of the services that doesn't have a carriage agreement with Nessun, you have to get Nessun 360, which is, you guys know this, right? $30 a month.
$30. I couldn't believe it when I found, because I have it through Xfinity, so I don't need to get Nessun.
I have it through the sports back with DirecTV. And what's annoying now, though, with most of my stuff, like, for example, when I'm here at the office, I've got CNBC up there. I run news over here. And when I go into those channels, every once in a while, once every 30 or 60 days, it's going to say, hey, you got 10 minutes, and then you have to like sort of resubscribe. I have to go in and remind them that I'm a DirecTV subscriber, and this is why you should give me access to stream this here, right? And when I do that, for a while, when the season started back in April, when people cared, I was watching Red Sox games during the day and stuff like that. And then they kicked in with with Nesson 360, and now as a paying subscriber at my house, I can't stream Nesson.
Really?
When you go into it,
I still can.
I got to double check, dude. But I think the last time I tried to stream Nesson here,
It will ask me to verify my account, my Xfinity account. And
it was forcing me to 360. And the push notification I got the other day, which is so dumb for anybody that can do the math, it was $1 for the first month. Okay,
you got to
then it's $30.
upgrade your app. You got to upgrade your app to 360. But if you have through DirecTV, you have access to it. You just have to go in and they'll ask you to.
We're a work in progress.
I'm
doing this now. I'm doing it in real time. Doing it in real time.
Yeah, because I believe it upgraded mine to Nesson 360 also.
All right.
This is the reason I didn't watch any Red Sox this year, because I wasn't.
Yeah, I got Nesson 360. I have Nesson 360, but I don't have to pay to get on it because I have access.
You're probably right, Rubber Shoes. So now I'm in there. Do I go to account?
If you just go to watch something.
Oh, hold it. Manage TV provider. Hang on. We're there now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh. Heavens to Betsy. Now it's saying, do I want to sign out? You sure you want to sign out? No, I don't want to sign out. I guess I'm just going to go to watch now. All right. Maybe I was making it up.
No, you probably got the push to download the new app, and you probably just thought that, oh, man, they're going to make me pay for it now.
It looks, God, write down the time and date, Little Shoes. Your father's right. I think he's right. I was probably just annoyed because I was trying to get into a game, and it was in the middle of 15 meetings. All right. Do you have I'm going to do this now. Now that Little Shoes has pushed me over the edge. Discovery Plus.
Nope.
Does anybody want that much Guy Fieri in their
is
life?
Paramount
No.
worth
Okay.
it?
Do you guys have Golf Pass?
Nope.
I hope my wife's not listening. You guys have Peacock.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's part of our Xfinity package.
Excellent.
So it comes with our cable. So
Paramount Plus,
Nope.
Disney Plus. Do you guys?
Plus,
I know
the
the
only
answer,
thing-
but I'm going to ask anyway. Do you guys have the Australia channel? I got to make sure the people downstairs can get their news.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell of a bushfire over there in Engadine. Apple TV. Who doesn't have an Apple TV?
I just canceled it.
How dare you? Blackbird,
canceled a
Freebird,
bunch 'cause
Blackbird.
I-
There's a great new show. Blackbird,
Blackbird's
right?
awesome.
Yeah, super good.
Unbelievable.
What else we got? HBO Max. You have
That's
if you have
part-
HBO.
I have it because I have HBO. Yeah.
Amen, sister. ESPN Plus.
Which I just started. I tried to get the wife to watch. She watched one episode and she's like, "Yeah, have fun watching that by yourself." Is the
my God.
Pretty Little Liars original sin?
Oh, Jesus.
Have you seen that one?
Pretty little. That
It's just
sounds.
like
all
fake
That
the
sounds like
Jesus
something you shouldn't watch with your son.
No, it's a horror. It's like a horror.
you ever
It's
finish
almost
the-
like kind of like I would say like Prom Night. Remember the movie Prom Night?
I hear the cat, but I don't
The,
see it.
the horror movie Prom Night. Do you
Not
remember?
really, no.
This whole show is awesome.
It's so good. It's so good. This is
You finished the Magic
it's the best of
Johnson
times.
show?
It's the worst of
Oh,
times,
it
Scotty.
was Kareem,
Dude, you're
right?
sitting
Was it
on
Kareem
4
and
gallons of Hendrix. What are you worried about?
I'm not worried about anything. I'm enjoying the shit out of it.
Show
I'm
me
just
that
saying.
bottle again, dude. Good for you. Hey,
Yeah.
I gotta ask you though. Is that your favorite though? Is Hendrix your favorite?
Oh yeah, Hendrix is by far my favorite. Yeah,
What have you ever tried the Botanist?
I have. It's really good.
Okay,
It's very very good.
just checking. Okay,
I've tried. I've tried a bunch of different kinds.
is that your
Asian
jam now? Are
fruit
you a
good.
gin boy?
I've been a gin boy for quite a while.
Oh,
Yeah,
All
gin
right.
and tonic is my jam. But I have like
look at that.
2 more of these.
Oh,
I think
so
I have 2
proud
more
of
of
you.
these. Yeah, but if Tyler held this, it would look like a Coke can.
Yeah. It would look like
size
a
of my
bottle
head.
of travel cologne.
It comes like it's like a little handle and everything. It's fantastic, but
Oh, it's so good. Oh, God Almighty. All right, we're done talking about streaming services until we start talking about streaming services again. We've covered hockey.
We got to finish Patriots, right?
Yeah, well, we're gonna hit the Sox,
Wow,
and we're
we
gonna
really-
talk about
wow, we
Patriots
really
training camp.
dragged
You guys
on
have been.
talking
Talk
about
to me.
absolutely nothing.
I've never been listening to our local
What
affiliates
have we talked
for
about the
radio,
last 45 minutes?
streaming services and alcohol. It's fine. Welcome to the show, everybody.
'Cause I just assumed in my head, I'm like, oh, we must have hit Red Sox, and I zoned out.
Yeah, ATB, all the bullshit. We've covered it
I
all.
started talking about Chris Sale, but then Billy like waved us down because he was in the
Yeah,
green room.
and then he went
yeah,
into the
yeah.
green
That's where
room
the
and he
whole
came
show
back,
since
and
then
then
is just-
and then we went way off course, which is fine.
Well, sorry about that, folks.
You're fine. So I was gonna say, listening to local radio in New England, I've never been more concerned because of people who usually put on their rose-colored glasses to talk about the Patriots sound remarkably negative. Should we be concerned about the offense tomorrow night and in general?
Well, I don't think we're gonna really see tomorrow night because they are playing the Giants. So we'll probably look really good tomorrow night.
Oh, we get to see Zappy play.
Yeah, Bailey Zappi's probably going to start, right? We're not going to see Mac tomorrow.
I don't. So I know the Giants are playing all their starters. They've come out and said. So I don't know
Deshaun
what
Watson
the.
is playing preseason.
I just heard that. Yeah,
He is not.
yeah,
is,
he's
yeah.
starting the
He's
preseason.
starting.
Yeah, he could play. He's not suspended until the season starts.
Yeah,
Now,
but I mean,
quick
the
thing
biggest,
here. I just want to say, at training camp, I got to see Bailey Zappi front hand. He may be the worst quarterback I've ever seen in my life. Just want to say that. He was astoundingly terrible.
Oh,
Like,
no.
The way he throws is kind of like, here, let me. Like, you know, most quarterbacks throw in like this. He seems to like almost like flick it off the wrist and go like that, and it's always low.
Oh, I can't
Yeah,
wait to
we-
see this. I mean, I probably
Us
want to wait to
us
see
old
this,
guys
but-
call that the Bernie Kosar.
The Kosar. That's not great. Yeah, I mean, and other than that, well, and I didn't realize. I mean, I guess in passing, I heard it. The more I thought about it, I'm like, I definitely heard that and just didn't react because I don't care. Stidham was playing the other night, and I completely forgot that he was now,
Yeah, he went off.
A Raider, right?
yeah, a Raider. And I was
He
like,
had a good game
he is all right. It was. I don't know.
for Jared
It is-
Stidham. It was a good game.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
well,
Clarifying.
but to Little Shoe's point, Zappy is like, I don't know, maybe he'll surprise us. And then other than that, we got Grandpa. And I just said that, so put that in context. And then
Well, the
we
thing
got,
is,
we got Mac, who
Hoyer's
everybody
got-
says looks terrible right now.
Hoyer hasn't done anything.
Hoyer's like
Basically not
he's a
existent.
glory. He's basically like a player coach at this point. I
Well,
think
yeah,
Hoyer
they're gonna
is
move.
like-
Are they gonna politely say to him, "Hey, here's where you make your announcement that you're stepping down"?
He's like the dude on Miami, Haslam.
Will they ask him to gracefully retire and grab a clipboard and a visor, though?
I mean,
And
it's,
it's-
Literally
it's
be
possible
like
if
Haslam,
they,
just have a roster spot, but basically be a coach.
but with
I think-
it's so different. Like for the NFL, if they want to not put somebody on like the practice squad because they're afraid someone's going to scoop them up or whatever, yeah, that could happen. You know, I could see that happening and just saying,
Yep.
"Hey, look,
I-
we want to keep you on, but you know, this is."
I think
this
he's
is your
gonna
role."
be the emergency quarterback every week.
Yeah,
Like he won't take up a roster spot, but he's there just in case
Yeah,
both
'cause
guys
God
get
forbid,
hurt. Then he
Bailey Zappi has to play. I'm not.
everything I hear though is the offensive line is the biggest issue so far in training.
right.
That was a problem. last
So
year.
That's been, like,
when we
yeah.
went, it was just they just did the 7-on-7s. They didn't do any 11-on-11, so I didn't see any of the line play at all. And
Jonnu-
I mean,
Jonnu
Jono
Smith mossed
Jono
Malcolm
Smith
Butler.
looked unbelievable.
Really?
Literally
he was
He literally
connected.
mossed him,
Yeah,
which maybe Malcolm Butler just sucks, but hey.
and
was still impressive.
I'm liking what I saw from the rookie cornerback Jack Jones.
Once again, I have to clarify, this isn't exactly a hard thing to do, but he dusted Jalen Mills.
Yeah, the what's Thornton?
Yeah,
Taekwon
Right? Is
Thornton.
that his name?
Taekwon. Yeah,
Thornton,
yeah, yep.
absolutely.
It's yeah. So when we went, there wasn't a lot of 11 on 11 at all that we saw.
Yep.
But yeah, I have heard the reports that Mac Jones is being frustrated, Kendrick Bourne's been frustrated, and it's not. And it, as to Scotty's point, it's not so much their play; it's that Mac Jones is getting no time because they're not blocking anyone.
Today, I think it was today that I saw Reese posted on Twitter or whatever. He tweeted that Barnmore and Andrews got into it. They both got kicked out of practice.
Yeah, that was yesterday, I believe that happened.
Was that yesterday? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was. I just saw that the other day, and which I think is good. I always think a little bit of something like that is fine. Barnmore, from everything I hear, he's been lighting it up, which I think a lot of us expect a big year out of him. I expect a big year out of him. He was a beast last year, and he's just only going to get better.
Yeah, so I guess Andrews had a private meeting with the offense and yelled at everyone, said, "Get your head out your ass," and so we'll see.
Marcus Smarted it.
I mean, everything that I've read the last 4 or 5 days is it too late for the Patriots to go back to last year's offense?
To reinstall the old offense?
Yeah.
I'm more concerned about the fact that everybody has a clipboard and more than one people have a headset.
Remember those times where I was begging for us to get something better than Josh McDaniels? Oh, what a silly guy I was.
Well, they didn't do it. Yeah,
I got Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
It's going to be interesting. Hopefully, I can't wait to make my prediction for the record.
You're going to go super negative.
3-12.
Are you shocked by this? Of course he is. You can already see it on his face.
Look at him.
They have a tough schedule.
It's not
this
that
year.
bad. I looked at it. I'm gonna read it again while you guys talk.
All right.
Yeah.
What's your prediction
When
for
are we
tomorrow?
doing- we're waiting until we
Let's
get
make
Adam
predictions
on?
for tomorrow. Predictions for
Are we
tomorrow's
wait-
game.
Oh.
Oh, we're not making season predictions
tomorrow
yet, no.
night's game?
Yeah, let's
So,
just
I
start
mean,
with tomorrow's
it's-
game. What do you got?
Hard to say.
I mean, it's
Preseason.
hard. It's hard because you don't know who's going to play, how long they're
Right.
going to
Preseason
play.
is impossible to make predictions on that.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah, it's not the same thing. It's definitely not the same thing.
I'm going to give you a line anyway.
People that bet on preseason anything is
Aren't
pretty
married
stupid.
anymore.
This is a light schedule.
So that on
they
that
got
point,
a barrel of Hendrick's gin and they're homeless.
Governor Baker signed the betting law
Yeah, I
into
love that.
effect for
I love
Massachusetts
that.
finally.
Yeah, that's good news. I mean, as a Cow Hampshire resident, we will miss you swinging up for your alcohol, cigarettes, and geofencing our state so you can
Yeah.
gamble online. Other than that, it's not bad. Don't hate it. There's got to be a line
Now
here
Cheryl
somewhere,
can
right?
put in those Red Sox bets.
Yeah, Cheryl's
every
going to be
night.
betting on the Red Sox hard. I don't think so. I do.
Oh, so how did she take the Eckersley news?
I don't know what the Eckersley news is. What's happening?
He's retiring after the season.
Oh, so this shouldn't shock anybody. They're unbearable to watch. Like, I'll check in just to make sure we're losing because I'm super excited about my 83. And yeah, I did not hear that. Did not know that. I'm sure she's not thrilled. She started the season, and Maz was driving her crazy, and I appreciate that because he's super squeaky. Although
I thought he was really good.
I thought he did a good job, and I do like him on the radio too. Because if I'm in the car, I'm going to listen to EEI. If I'm home for the day, I'm absolutely going to throw on NBC Sports Boston because I'm a dork, and I will watch them do their radio show.
Oh,
and I love watching
like
them
to-
do their show.
Can we top you? We record the day show every day.
Good night, everybody. Try the veal and tip your waiters and waitresses. Yeah, Scotty's like, I gotta go.
We
go.
record Beetle and Zoe every day.
That's a terrible idea. You record Beetle and Zoe, then the afternoon drive?
No, just Beetle and Zoe.
Oh shit! I think we're not friends anymore. I
Why?
love Zoe. He's like so bombastic. I do love
I
Zoe.
love Hardy and Beetle and I love that show.
Like when we and obviously this year we were on the Cape, but when we're on vacation at the Cape, That's on. The TV in the cottage is on that all afternoon.
Jingle.
And Janina's like, really?
And-
People yelling about sports? This is enough. And I'm like, no,
Mother
it's-
Shoes had an email read on the Beetle and Zoe show because she listens to the show at work.
Oh,
and
okay.
we sponsor spots once in a while.
Yes.
So they had Tyler Milliken was reading our spot and totally butchered it. So Steph emailed Hardy, said, "Oh, he
Destroyed it.
So
Destroyed the
they
read.
talked about AAA work trucks on the show for about a half hour
Because AAA
of
Work
it.
Trucks was listening
Yeah.
and said, you butchered
Yep.
our read. There
Yep.
you go. It's the wife keeping him
And-
honest.
Then Adam Jones butchered it last week when I was.
I'll have to check in with Cheryl on that. I have no idea. She's been in the midst of buying a new vehicle. She's very busy, very excited. Very excited.
I tell you, that's one of the toughest things to do right now.
She made it pretty seamless. I'll give her credit. She drove
She
one in
must
and drove
not have
one out.
been- Really?
Yeah.
Well, did she pick it out beforehand?
Oh, you're talking about the scarcity of inventory?
Yes.
That shameless plug, not a sponsor yet, along with our friends at Truly. Landon Chevrolet and Lowell. She's always
Yep.
Dick and
now
Cheryl
new
have done
car.
a myriad of business there, and she did another car
Now
there.
new car Chevy of Lowell.
She told me that. Yes. So, she went off the beaten path. Did not get a Chevy, but she's pretty excited, and she gets
Oh,
it
she
in the
bought
next
a
couple of
used
days.
vehicle from them?
She got she grabbed a 21 Tiguan R line, and it's
Volkswagen, right?
Yep, completely blacked out. She looks like a drug dealer. It's amazing.
Wow.
Oh yeah, it's murdered out, dude. Wait do you go over to Bentley Lane and see it? You're gonna die. It's all black. Yep. I feel like she's gonna be rolling down Bentley, tossing up gang signs. Yep, we'll see. We'll see.
No more Mary Kay on the back.
No more Mary Kay on the back. No more Mary Kay on the back. Too
I
funny.
used to love getting behind Tim when he borrowed Mom's car.
Oh
and
yeah,
seeing-
Mary Kay Cosmetics. Yep. No, officer, I do not work with cosmetics. I work with speeding tickets.
Yeah. Good thing she never got a pink one. That would have been tough to drive around.
Yeah, I
Would
probably
you
wouldn't
cruise
have
around
borrowed.
in the
Wouldn't have borrowed
Cadillac?
that one. Probably wouldn't have borrowed that one. Well, you guys would have been like, "Wow, what do you do for a living?" Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, the Red Sox suck, and the Patriots might too.
oh my God. So we're gonna skip to that real quick. Let's talk Red Sox before we send everybody
All
home.
right.
Chris
So
Sale,
can you
how's-
see between my finger?
No, I'm going to call
still
you
has
out
hope
because
for
you're about to
whatever reason.
change your prediction again.
No,
Every
there's-
week you
that's-
change your prediction
No,
again.
that's how much hope I have left.
We made predictions in March, and you were like, they're going to win
I wonder where you're going
164 of
with
162 games. And now you're like, light them on fire. So what is your new prediction, Rubbishes?
Oh, game wise, I don't know. I still think still have an inkling of hope that they make the playoffs.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Well, somehow they're only 5 games back in the wild card.
Right,
I have
exactly. So
no
that's-
idea how
I-
that's the case, but yeah.
That's horrifying.
Won like 5
Yeah.
games in the last 2 months.
The problem is there's 4 teams ahead of them in the standings for that last wild card spot. Oh, well, actually 5, including the team that's in the last wild card spot. So there's 5 teams they got to jump over to get that. But
I saw quick footage this morning. Heim Bloom, almost as tone deaf as Rob Manfred, laughing about what happened with Sale. And I don't know if that took place yesterday, the day before, him falling off the bike, breaking the wrist on his non-throwing hand. Now he can't feed himself, and he needs to because he's skinny, and hopefully he's back for spring training, blah, blah, blah. It's all so stupid. I don't know how Heim Bloom can sort of joke through that conversation like, yo, you can't make this up, and he's laughing. And I guess there's nothing you can do about it, so you can be... I don't know. You have to sort of laugh it off, but like,
And you laugh or you cry at this point. I mean,
Yeah.
the dude signed a 5-year, $145 million extension. He's made 11 starts. He's thrown 48 and a third pitch in innings.
he hasn't
since he
thrown.
signed that
Yeah.
extension. 48 and a third. This is his 3rd year under that contract for $145 million. His 3rd year
Yep.
now. He can opt out of the last 2 years. Of course, he's not going to because he's going to make $1 bajillion.
Yep.
But yeah, he's basically posted a playoff ERA of 8. He's missed almost 2 seasons because of Tommy John, contracted COVID, broke a rib throwing a fucking pitch, which is his goddamn job, and then broke a pinky on a friggin' liner because he's a freak accident waiting to goddamn happen, which is where he is at now, which he broke his freaking wrist falling off.
Sounds a little suspicious.
I'm just waiting to see the memes of Chris Sale's head on Joe Biden falling over on the bike.
Yep, that has to be coming. Has to be coming. I guess, and like I appreciate as an athlete, he's got a broken pinky. I'm sure it is taped to his ring finger, and he's out on his bike, or whatever, or he's on vacation. Like, he shouldn't be on vacation. He should be on the bench next to his teammates watching them lose. But I don't know in what regard he was biking. It just doesn't sound like what he should have been doing. And all the judgment in the world, and it's none of my business.
Stay healthy.
I don't own the Red Sox. I'm not Chaim Bloom, but
I bike daily. I don't judge.
No, but you also don't have a professional contract for $145 million to the Boston Red Sox, and you're on the IR right now with the other hand broken.
Dude,
you shouldn't be doing anything that could risk falling down.
In front of cars on my bike all the time just to not play. Who cares at this point? Right?
So
I can't hear you, buddy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we got to get it.
It wasn't important. It's fine.
I don't know. I'm blown away by that. And then the other thing I didn't realize, I was checking out, so on the way home last night, making a couple stops, had the Red Sox on the radio. McDonough was poking fun at Castig because Castig's a huge JBJ fan, and he goes, I know you're upset about him being gone, and he said, because the armband's a little bit much, Joe, like joking that he had black armband on, in memoriam, and Castig's is like, yeah, got to be excited for him up there in Toronto. At least he's going to the postseason. We'll be right back. And I was like, whoa, because Stiggs was so ornery. Did you hear that? It was beautiful.
No.
McDonough made fun of him, pretended he had an armband on his radio you can't see, and he's like, yep. He goes, you got to be excited for the kid. He's up in Toronto. He's headed to the postseason. We'll be right back. Like, I was like, oh my god, yeah,
yeah,
classic.
McDonough. I miss him so much. He's awesome.
It was a classic move that he said that. And I thought, oh my God, JBJ is going to play in the postseason. He's probably going to look like a new man. And when you think about what we got rid of to bring him back in, because I was happy to see him come back in, but Hunter Renfroe played well for us last year, and he's playing well now, and now we have none of them. And then the other question is, are we putting Jared out there just to pick a fight with, like, I say we, like I'm related to Alex. Is Alex keeping Duran out there just to piss off?
I would.
Other people's fans that he wants to get into friggin' stands with and fight. Did anybody else see that?
No.
When he was in Kansas City, he missed yet another fly ball. Okay, he lost it in the sun, the lights, whatever. He did that again.
He had 3 in like 2 innings.
He did, but the other two of them that he actually had a good chance to catch, and they were difficult plays, and he couldn't dive and make the catch. But the one of them, he just like the 4th time this year, he's like, I don't know where it went. I'm like, it's your freaking job, guy.
Yeah,
you're a major league center fielder. You lose the light,
but is he? But is he a major league center fielder?
No. So center field is not his original position. So he's a major league
outfielder. Regardless, he shouldn't be losing the ball.
Believe me, I cannot remember ever seeing a major league outfielder look as bad as he does. He looks as bad as Franchi Cordero at first base.
Did you see I want to say it was the Cubs player like 2 weeks ago that lost the ball because of the sun. He had the sunglasses on his hat.
That was classic. Yes.
That was
that's amazing. That's amazing. But yeah, some people were yelling at him, and so he started, yelling back and started cussing at them, and then he was actually I think it was Verdugo had to come over and kind of hold him back or whatever because he was heading towards the stands to start getting into it, and dude, you're bringing this all on yourself. Look, I get, it's. Yeah, I don't know. It's ridiculous. You just I'd bench him for the rest of the year. To your point, Tim, I don't know what. No one knows what Bloom's doing. He doesn't friggin' know what he's doing. To be honest with you, and bench him and just start Pham and Tommy Pham and Verdugo and whatever a bag of balls in left or something.
We have that. I think that Davis is the other guy they have.
Austin Davis, whatever. Right?
If you're a manager,
Austin Davis is the pitcher. I think it begins with an R.
I was going to say
but
manager.
yeah.
I misspoke. If you're an owner that cares, because it doesn't as a fan, it doesn't feel like they do. If you're an owner that cares, and we get to, I feel like it's going to be that first week of a Columbus Day weekend when we stop playing baseball, probably.
American Columbus Day.
Yes, yes.
Indigenous People Day.
Canadian Chicken Giving. Yes. And Indigenous People Day. Yes, of course. Yes. So that being said, if you're an owner that actually cares, are you parting ways with your manager or your general manager? Or are you holding fort and keeping everybody?
I honestly, to me, I get rid of Bloom personally. I still keep Cora and get rid of Bloom.
I think Cora's gone.
I think Cora's gone.
Yeah,
Little Shoes, what do you think?
Some
Give me a
of
vote.
the comments he's made, I think
Cora's gone, but I think Bloom should be the one that's gone.
So, all right, Little Shoes sort of feels like the whole house gets cleaned. You think Cora's gone, Rubber Shoes, and Scotty thinks Bloom should go.
Well, I think Bloom should go, but I think Cora is going to go.
The same thing as him, yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know why they would. It's so hard to say that without stopping yourself.
I don't know why you would have a broken pinky and then go for a bike ride. Film at 11, everybody.
It's so hard to understand this ownership group because they don't know what the hell they're doing and they don't give a shit anymore. We talked about this a couple weeks ago.
Puss in Shoes.
Little Shoe has more care for that cat than that team, that the ownership group does for the Red Sox. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
And I put you want Puss in Shoes on that wall? I need Puss in Shoes on that wall. Jared Duran needs to go anywhere else. He needs to be a woo sock.
They don't know what they're doing, and they probably don't even care anymore. They have other shiny objects. So sell the friggin' thing and move along.
That might be the coolest thing that they could do.
This off season, you think they're bad right now? They could be
horrific,
much worse next year because all the people that are free agents are coming up on their last year of contracts. They could clean house. They could get rid of Devers, Xander Bogaerts. They won't have the Evoldi, Hernandez. You could be looking at the Worcester Red Sox next year playing in Boston.
Better than that, I should have brought the hat in from home. One of the guys at the office gave me the Brockton Rocks hat. That's who we need to bring up. We need Pedro's kid, Poppy's kid. I know the natural answer would be like they're all too young. Are they though? Are they? might be the thing we need. I don't. You're right, Rubber Shoes. They could clear house, and I don't know if you guys have heard. What are some of the names you've heard of people who might acquire the Red Sox if they want it for sale? Is there a local group? I don't want an outside group, but I know ultimately Henry and his whole crew, they feel like they're local because they've been here so long. But would there be a local group that would jump in and take over that would be awesome?
I don't know, but does it get the sense that they are trying to turn them into turn the Red Sox into the next Baltimore Orioles, so nobody wants to buy them, and so that they just kind of keep them and do whatever they have to do. They've already made their renovations, not going to really sink any more money into the park.
Yep.
They have the highest ticket, in baseball still, and people are dumb enough to pay it still.
Still packing it. Yep.
Whatever is going to be, we'll still just send out 9 Bobby Delbecks and go ahead, everybody. Enjoy your Red Sox.
Yep.
And no one else is going to come out and freaking buy the team because if you inherit a team that is dog shit, that's going to be crap for the next 5 years, you're going to lose a ton of money. So are they putting themselves in a position where they can't get purchased out, you know what I mean? Or they're not going to sell.
Yep.
I don't know.
They're making themselves undesirable on purpose. Yeah. Because they're going to print money no matter what, because they're no longer I won't say they're not a sports franchise. They're one of the most beloved sports franchises. They're more of a vacation stop.
Group.
Yeah. They're a vacation stop.
Yeah.
If you're going to New England, you're going to go leaf peeping. You're going to get some cheese and syrup in Vermont.
Get some lobster.
Yeah, you're going to get some lobster in Maine. You're going to hit Fenway. You're going to go to Newport, and you're going to go to Connecticut and stop by Adam's house at 70. No, I won't say it. Yep. I almost always say it. And I know. Did you guys notice in the chat? Because we were going to Maryland last weekend to visit a couple schools for Bubba, and I mapped out, and I'm so close, and we were going right by us. It's his favorite. I feel like it's not his favorite, but I'm going to tell you it's his favorite. He loves it. Almost stopped by again. Anyway. All right. Is everybody exhausted from talking about the Red Sox? Look at Scotty. Scotty's like, yeah, I'm gonna go upstairs.
My drink is empty, so
I'm gonna go upstairs and make another Hendrix.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I believe is everyone back next week? Are we all here yelling at each other next week?
I think
I'm like
Adam
50,
said he was
50,
good next
60,
week.
40.
Everyone's on deck next week. I think we get Adam back next week. So we'll see you in and around the internet. We appreciate you guys watching the show, atbshow.com. Go there for all the information. Rubber Shoes, as always, and supported by our friends at AAA Work Trucks with the Rubber Shoes Wrap Up and Rant on the Intertubes every morning. You find them on Insta. We are going to get a decent level of sound out of the B studio in Lowell for next. I'm very excited about it. Puss in Shoes is excited about it. Little Shoes is excited about it. Rubber Shoes is like, I've got to work on this. We're going to get everybody there. It's going to be great. So thanks for hanging out. Please subscribe. Please share with your friends. Comment, and above and beyond everything else. What do you?
Sorry, one last thing I've noticed is the fact that you guys are in the same house, yet the amount of light coming into Billy's room compared to what's coming into Little Shoes' room is amazingly
He's got
different.
the slider door there. I got my window closed.
Oh, okay. It's like it just looks like it's like complete. Like
He has the
like
windows
basement.
blacked out. He has one lamp in there. It's
Well, he's got boxes in the background. Is that like
Yeah.
looks like a? I don't know what's happening with that box.
Well,
in the background.
I'm going to go out on a limb, and Rubber Shoes, Little Shoes can lean into this, and whether I'm right or wrong, I'm doing it to edify him. Little Shoes has his windows covered because he doesn't want the sunlight to destroy his Nikes.
Oh.
Don't want to discolor them.
he's not. He doesn't think that far ahead.
You're like, no, he's not thinking of that.
What?
I should, but
I should. There's his assignment. He's gonna make sure that he has sun protection for all of his expensive shoes.
All right.
All right. We'll see
Sorry,
you
I
guys
didn't
in
mean
and
to-
around the internet. Have a great week. We'll be back next week. atbshow.com. Bye bye.